Libra, welcome back. We're looking at any blocks in love that you might be dealing with. For some of you, you're single and you're just wanting to take in some messages for love in the future. There may be some messages for you. For those of you who are dealing with someone, I have a placement out here for the nature of the connection. I have a placement out here that's just for you, Libra, and then I have a placement out here for the nature of the connection and what's happening in that um, space of the person that you're dealing with. It's more about how they're feeling or sensing the block in this connection. That's what I mean to say. Apologies. Now, before I go any further, I want to let you know that this is a general reading. Libra, this reading will not resonate with everyone. It's not intended to resonate with everyone. This is super, super general. You will know if there are messages for you. And very early on, Libra, you will know if this message is not for you, okay? If you know that you are in a happy, loving, harmonious relationship, it's likely that these messages are not going to be for you. Just to help you make sense of this, I'll probably call out some signs and some zodiacs. It doesn't mean that specifically for every person, but I definitely like to pick up as many messages as possible to give people more clarity and confidence about the message that is for them to pick up. So I just wanted to share that out with you before I go any further. So in this connection related to what's been blocking this relationship, for those of you who are in a connection or you're dealing with someone right now, you popped out here with the Justice and then the Star card here. What this says to me, Libra, is part of what the recent challenges have been in this connection is you needing space to heal. You're having a really hard time healing and restoring from something that happened maybe in the recent past. Okay, the Star in the tarot comes out after the Tower, as well as these two cards being major arcana cards out here. So this is a major thing that has happened. And it feels like it could have been related to distrust, related to infidelity. Very specific message out here. It's related to infidelity and infidelity or third party with someone's friend, like within a friend group. And that's what made it so painful and challenging. But that's a very specific message. That's not a through line. You know, that's kind of like the background vibe that's coming through that somebody's working through. But it definitely had to do with something, maybe third party, maybe not. But whatever this background or past issue that you're healing from now, Libra, whatever that was, there was definitely some strong deceit. Okay, this is a major, which is moving forward. This is being relentless in moving forward. Oftentimes when we see this card, the Chariot, in a general reading, it's a good sign because it means that someone is determined and courage and encouraged to get through something. And so with it being confirmed with the Seven of Swords here, it feels more like there was some long-standing, highly impacting lie that was going on and that changed everything. It was something pretty major that was not being revealed, that was being hidden from you, or vice versa. Libra, could have been something that you were kind of working through, kind of hiding, but it does not feel like it's you. It feels like it's this other person where they did something, took you through something that was pretty tough. What's interesting about this connection right now is that I think you all probably still live together, or you all are together right now, still trying to work through this. This does not feel like, for many of you, this is over. Now, for some of you, there's something going on where you are feeling a little bit of worry because there has been a separation of some sort where it kind of feels like this other person is kind of ghosted. But there's another stronger vibe, though, that for some of you, you're still trying to figure out how to have your happy life, happy home. You're just taking the pros with the cons. You're doing the best that you can to just say, you know what? this is a marriage or this is a long-standing relationship, these things happen, we can work through it. That's what that feels like. um there's another interesting aspect of this related to that thing that happened in the past, is that there was a something changed in terms of how people were spending time with each other, like the two of you in this connection, the way that you were spending time, the way that you were sharing love with each other, that took a hit because of what this is, or what this was, with the death being out here and the Six of Pentacles being here. And then more about the potential out of everything that's been happening is the Page of Wands and the Ten of Pentacles. So for some of you, there is potential for you to move forward, go forward, and work through this. It's just been hard healing from this. And so oftentimes what that looks like in a relationship is, you know, this is beneath the deck, the Nine of Wands. It can look like having petty arguments about the cereal, or about who locked the door, or about who's checked on the laundry, but it's really not about that at all. It's about the fact that someone is still working through the pain of a past situation that happened related to some type of deceit. And but there's potential for you all to take your understanding, your love for each other, and work this out. That is what this feels like in the core of what's going on here. So then I come over to you, Libra, and I wanted to get an idea of, specifically for you, what are the blocks that are taking place for you. For those of you who are single right now, some of these messages may apply if you're looking for love, or you're just trying to make sense of who you are as it relates to a single person right now. This could relate to you as well. So the first card that popped out was worry, and it says, I am learning that worry doesn't change an outcome. So whatever this past situation was that you're working through, or you're still feeling the residual of, it feels like it's still on your mind quite a bit. It's still haunting in some interesting way. It's having an impact on you. Relationships out here, and it says, I am attracted to those people who serve my higher good, raise your vibration, and friendship union. So I'm going to break this down for a moment. It's something about the relationships and the friendships that gave me this feeling that there may have been some weird thing in the background related to third party, or suspicion of that, and maybe it being within a friend group with friendship and union here. But for those of you specifically who are single right now, something that might be blocking you right now is it's relating to your vibration, in terms of you vibrating at a certain, level, so that you can attract the kind of partner that you deeply want and deserve. It's something about raising your sense of self-value, your sense of self-trust, and working through whatever residual pain is there and letting it go, so that, again, you can be a connection for someone that you want. More about what's happening with you in terms of this block here. The Wheel of Fortune popped out as the overall kind of block. And what this feels like is that you're having a hard time, letting the wheel of life just rotate and the process continue to round and do its thing, the process of time just unfolding. You're having a hard time. There's this feeling that there has been some anticipation about you, just being able to get over it and let it go, but it's just not happening. You're having a challenging time forgiving and forgetting. Then the Death card popped out again, and then that Worry card popped out because it popped out here, and then it got confirmed by literally popping out in the form of the Nine of Swords here. So it feels like there is worry about the relationship ending. You don't want that. But then there's also worry about, will this person do this to me again? Are we really going to, this is in the regular connection, are we really going to be able to go to this next level and let the past be the past, and get into this place of give and take that is healthy for us? Are we really going to be able to balance? This is in the general relationship, right? So on your end, you have the Death card as well. So this feels like on your end, there's this wondering of, is this person that I'm dealing with really going to honor their word? Are they really going to not do that thing that they've done 1, 2, 5 times before? And that's on your mind quite a bit. This is also kind of like a negative lens, like it's like almost like a screen of swords. Sometimes when we are working through that level of pain, we can't see anything positive, right? And I think that's why this raise your vibration thing is here as well, because all we have to look at the reality through is the filter of pain that we've experienced. And it feels like there likely is beauty all around you, there's potential all around you, but you're having a hard time seeing that right now. You might not be able to let go of what's happening, and it's an emerging theme in your conversations. More that popped up is the King of Pentacles, and then I confirmed that with the 10 of Swords and the King of Swords. So this feels, that's that betrayal, feeling stabbed in the back by someone who probably is perceiving this connection to be some type of provider or the other significant other. This is a Virgo card. I could be talking to a customer, or the person that you're dealing with could be a Virgo. I'm also seeing some Gemini out here. I got some Cancer out, or Scorpio out here with the death cards being here. That's not all the signs, but those are the themey kind of signs that are out here. So again, this being stabbed in the back, and it literally, it just feels like something knocking the air out of you and whatever that past thing was that you're now trying to work through and heal through. Then there's the Knight of Wands and the Page of Wands. There's still a lot of passion here. There's passion because, you know, you love this person, you care about this person, Libra. And then there's this kind of fighting passion, like, oh, like, why did you have to do this kind of energy? But it feels like Spirit wants you to know to kind of ride that wave and be mindful, because Temperance is here beneath the deck. And then beneath this card is the Four of Wands. So it just kind of feels like, you know, to have this sense of love or belonging, if you still want to deal with this person, for those of you who are in a connection, it's going to require you to get really good about tempering your emotions, tempering your anxieties, and continuing the process of allowing yourself to naturally heal the way that you need to. Whatever that looks like for you, if you still want to be in this connection. For those of you who are single, some of the messages still apply. What could be blocking you in recognizing love right now or attracting what it is that you want is still working through past hurts and pain related to love, and seeing potential new candidates through that lens of this person is this person is that, based off of what you experienced in the past. So as you continue to heal, for those of you who are single, you're continuing to heal and restore your judgment and your trust, and you know, seeing people through a healthier light, that begins to raise your vibration. And then you also start attracting potential candidates and partners who are of a healthy mindset, who are of a healthier set of principles and values as well. It's really hard to attract a loving, healthy partner if we are also still kind of in our brokenness, because we mirror everything in this reality is showing us reflections of ourselves, really. So if there's pain and brokenness, there likely will be you attracting people who also have some level of pain and brokenness, who might perpetuate the same cycle in another form, confirming a belief that all people like this or this, but it's not even true. It's just we all need it to continue to heighten the vibration, use that discernment, and attract differently so that we can see a different side of what love and relationships can be. So that's you. Then I go on over to the person that you're dealing with. For those of you who are dealing with someone, this is going to be relevant. If you're not dealing with anyone and you just want to pick up those little messages related to you, that is all that I have for you. But at the end, I'm also going to get some Archangel Michael cards if you want to stay on and kick it with us until we get there. Okay. The cards that popped out for the person that you're dealing with, Libra, is manifestation, listen deeply, adversity, and forgiveness. So there was some significant stuff going on, okay? This feels like this person created a challenge, and switch around the energies, because sometimes we channel for each other in these readings, but it feels like this person um, made some mistakes. With that manifestation card being out here, it's like, this is the bed that I created. Now I'm trying to pick up the pieces. I'm now lying in it, but it feels like they're not. Because I'm looking at the block, it feels like this person has been having a hard time allowing you to have your time to grieve, Libra, whatever this has been in the past. And they also have the Four of Cups beneath their deck. And it's so fascinating, because that's kind of like them being like, well, you know, I don't know. Sometimes people will do a thing and they still have so much pain related to it too, until they will come off almost kind of like a pompous, arrogant energy, even if they're the ones who committed the harm. And what that is for me is that, for me as a reader, what I'm picking up for this person is that they're struggling with their confidence about this too. I don't think this person's communicating that they are afraid. They are worried about losing you. This is for the folks that are still kind of dealing with each other. This person is afraid of losing you. Courage popped out beneath their deck, and it says, I find the inner strength to face fear with confidence. This person is in fear about what they have done. They're feeling it, but they don't really know how to manage giving you the space, Libra, to process it, to grieve it properly, to give you whatever it is that you need so that you can properly get through this process, right? That feels like a block. Then we have the Knight of Pentacles that popped out in reverse. And then we also have the Knight of Cups that popped out in reverse. And then we have the Hermit here as well. That also, again, feels like Virgo. But it also gives me this vibe that they probably seem distant or withdrawn. Or for some of you, they really just went away out of the connection, or you have gone out of the connection. There's this vibe for some of you that there's someone just went MIA. They just went away. But for most of you, this person, you know, these reversal of the knights are supposed to deliver and follow through. They're the fixed energy for me as a reader, right? Whereas this is a mutable sign. This is the closing. This is the end. This is the Father, being the King of Pentacles. But the knights carry things through. They're the ones who make sure action takes place. But with these being in reverse, it just feels like this person did not do their part in following through. And it also feels like they're still afraid about their ability to give you, Libra, what it is that you want, okay? Then they have the Chariot, right? But theirs is in reverse. And if you remember back in the connection, the Chariot popped up for the past things. But this is them basically, it just feels like false promises, you know? But it's not, Libra, that they're doing this intentionally to toy with your mind or to make you look like, you know, look foolish in the world. I think this person would like to be able to deliver. They also have the Wheel of Fortune here. They would like to, you know, show up and deliver and be the person that you want them to be. I just really think that they don't know how. They don't have the confidence. I don't know if it's something related to childhood stuff. They weren't taught how to do this. They're afraid, you know, there's some other mental and emotional stuff going on. There is this feeling, there's not a card that suggests this, but I feel that this person's fearful of losing you. They're fearful of losing you forever, but it's not like they know exactly what to do to stand confidently, hold space for you to grieve while being mature enough to take accountability, right? It doesn't feel like they are in a place where they can fully take accountability out loud. There's still maybe a little bit of ego, but they do know that they did a not so good job of following through on their promises to you, and they're still working through having the courage to do it differently next time. So what that means is that with this ghosting card out here, it feels like they're still trying to make sense of who they are in love with you, what kind of partner they can be to you. It just feels like they're still spending time sorting through, like, okay, maybe they're telling you, Libra, I'm going to do this different. We're going to do it like this. I promise, I cut this person off, or whatever the thing was, they're telling you how they're going to resolve it. But in the background, what this looks like is, I kind of like that lifestyle a little bit. And I want to do better by my person, but I don't know why I still have this desire. I want to be a provider for this is another example. I want to be a provider for my Libra partner, but I don't really know if I have the energy to really follow through and keep that job. I don't really like that job, or whatever the solution is. It just seems like there's a shadow side of this person where they're just like, but can I really, this also popped up for them too, the Six of Pentacles. I don't know if I can really balance this. I don't know if I can really give them what I'm telling them I can give them, but I just know that in this moment I'm on damage control and I want to fix this in this connection. They're hoping for your forgiveness. I'm going to get some Archangel Michael cards out here to finish off this reading. Hopefully you were able to follow the tide and the terrain of me getting those messages out. I hope it wasn't too complicated and confusing. And if so, I do apologize. Final messages for Libra, God, angel, spirit guides on their journey. Loving, healing messages for Libra. Thank you, God, angel, spirit guides. Wow, that's a beautiful card. I think you're going to really like. We got two out here. Yeah. This is good. What else? God, angel, spirit guides. Thank you, God. Okay. Big happy changes. Okay. You both have the Wheel of Fortune out here. Okay. You both want the return of love. You both want this to work out. Communication is going to help you all figure that out. Some planning, being open and honest, and allowing there to be space for both of you to share the truth about the fear that you have, the desires that you truly have. That is how we revamp our relationship style so that we can really service each other. And I think with that, there's potential for you all to have these big happy changes. If you remember back, I shared with you the Four of Wands next to the Seven of Pentacles. This is, the Seven of Pentacles is like, whoa, we've been through some stuff. And you have the Nine of Wands here. We've been through some crazy stuff, but we know what our home is. We understand home, the value of it, and how to create a home that feels good to us. And then you also had the Ten of Pentacles to confirm that, if you remember back. And I think that's what the big happy changes are and what it could be, as long as you feel like you are in an environment in this connection to fully process and grieve all that has happened. It's probably going to take some time, and it's normal to take time. And the partner who maybe was the person who created the harm, they deeply have to learn how to be really patient with that, because it takes time to heal things like that. Explore your options out here. This is definitely for those of you who are single and you're ready to try something new that heighten your vibration. Again, I think I described it earlier. It feels like as you become more aware about what you want, what you deserve, and what you desire, and trust that you get to have better than anything that you didn't like in the past, you then begin to attract a different style of person to you because you're different, okay? So that's what this feels like, exploring your options. This is the prayer. Dear God, thank you for your wisdom and love, helping me see, understand, and assess all of my alternative options. Please guide me in the best direction for my health, happiness, and life's purpose. This is a beautiful prayer for those of you who want to keep that. Take your time making this decision. Okay, so for some of you, you're kind of hanging in the balance. You don't really know if you want to return back. The block in the relationship is that you feel like you need time to heal, right? It just feels like Spirit wants you to know that that's okay. Take your time. Archangel Michael says, please help me. The prayer for Archangel Michael, it says, Archangel Michael, please help me stay strong and relax as I approach the situation. Remind me to detach and step back, allowing the situation to naturally unfold. Thank you for protecting me. This is the final thing that I want to say, and I promise I'll be done. With these reversal cards out here for this person, these are very interesting reversal cards because these are all about follow through. This one was reversed. So these are all about following through. There is a belief that the wheel of fortune can happen, a return of good luck and good fortune, but these cards can't be in reverse for that to happen. So not to make this reading more complicated, but I just want to share anything that might support you. In order for someone in a connection to help create this idea of good luck, good fortune, even though you're going through some ups and downs right now, you're going through a tough time, the person's actions must line up with what it is they say that they're going to provide. And so for some of you, it's just a matter of watching if their behaviors and actions are syncing up with the promise. And if there's a misalignment there, it's as plain as day. This person is not going to be able to fulfill and provide the promise that they have said that they would. Based off of that, you can really learn a whole lot based off of what are you doing to make this happen and what did you say, right? So I hope that that helps you, my lovely Libra. I hope you have a wonderful day, evening, morning, wherever you are in the world when you see this. I love you. Take care. Bye.